All right, you guys. I am super excited. I know somebody out there has some unnatural love for the person that's about to come out on this stage, but it can't be as deep, intense, or unnatural as mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Zack Snyder! First of all, Zack, this obviously is not your first Comic-Con. You're a pro, so welcome back to Hall H. And this is a very special movie. I want to know a little bit quickly about how stoked you are. You've always been a comic book enthusiast. You've lived in this world for a while now. How insane is this particular film for you?
Well, it's cool because, I mean, for me, you know, it's really a dream come true type of project because I've always been into the sort of big icon superheroes, and Batman and Superman. I mean, I don't know. After that, what do you do? Just it's they're pretty. It's pretty epic. So yeah, and by the way, and getting a chance to make this particular movie with this particular cast, I don't know for me how it gets any better than that. I really, honestly, it's been a pleasure and an honor working with this group.
I've seen some footage from the film. It's extraordinary. I don't know quite how to articulate what an epic collision and story this is going to be. I think the thing to do right now is to bring the rest of the cast out, and then
let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Holly Hunter. Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot. The sinister Jesse Eisenberg. Sinister, he's super sinister. Look at him, he's got a blazer on. That's evil. Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Adams. Out of one suit and into another, back on our stage, Henry Cavill! And ladies and gentlemen, the Batman, Ben Affleck! All right, hi everybody. Have a seat. Yes, take a seat.
Jeremy?
Oh, Jeremy, do we not have Jeremy? Oh, he is here. He wasn't. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Irons.
He's down here.
Wonderful. Our team is fully assembled. Okay, so I think before we chat, there's something that Zack wants to show everybody.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, well. All right, so we put this together, especially for you guys. It's not the whole movie, of course, but I think you get a little bit of a taste of what it's about.
I've got two big questions off the top before we move to the audience. And the first one is, for people here who are not DC experts, not everybody has read every DC book, 3 people in the back who've never slept. How canonical is this conflict? How rooted in canon is the Batman v Superman conflict? Or is this something that was created for this film? Because personally, I never heard of it till now.
Well, I mean, listen, you know, if you want to talk about the story itself or about the sort of particulars of this movie, that was the thing that it's definitely based on just ideas that we had, you know, in a room talking about like what would be cool to see. Now, the idea of Batman fighting Superman is not a thing that happens all the time in the comic books. And but you know, for me, images like there's a bunch of images, and there's been a lot of talk about my sort of love of a particular comic book, which is you know, The Dark Knight Returns, which is, you know, a comic book that I love, and I definitely homage a lot in the movie as a way of saying to Frank Miller, like, you're a genius, and I think that book is genius. But the story itself is not that story. The story itself is a story that we came up with just, on our own. Chris Terrio, who is the amazing writer of the screenplay, is a genius. He worked with Ben on Argo and did an amazing job, and that movie is great. And he and I just, we just talked about like how do you make this make sense? Like, what is the why of Batman fighting Superman? And there's we had a lot of great. We had done stuff in Man of Steel that actually allowed us to create a conflict that really makes sense for what this movie's about. And also sort of launch you toward what could be bigger conflicts with maybe more other superheroes. Who knows? I do know. But
You totally know. You're a comic tease.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you worked through that with me. That was nice.
Sorry,
This is also the first time we're seeing Batman and Superman together on the big screen. We've seen it in the books before, obviously, many times. And it's also the first time we have both Gotham and Metropolis together. So again, how did you merge those universes, and kind of what rules did you follow and what rules did you break?
Yeah, well, I think the big rule that we broke is we put Gotham and Metropolis right next to each other. I don't know if it had appeared that way ever, maybe somewhere. Probably, it's been, if you dig deep enough, you can find a justification for just about everything. But it made sense to us and worked for our story that they were kind of sister cities, across a big bay. And so you had it's like Oakland and San Francisco kind of a vibe. Yeah.
I'm from San Francisco. San Francisco would win, I think. Okay.
Yeah. So you're from Metropolis.
I'm from Metropolis? Okay, good. That feels good. Look, people know this world, and they think they know this world intimately, but there have been so many iterations and so many reboots, obviously, in the DC universe. I want to talk a little bit about the panel here, because this is a pretty iconic group of characters that people know, that have been played before. If we could just go down the line and talk a little bit about what creative challenge that presents when you're playing a character that's been played before multiple times by multiple actors. What do you stay true to from the canon, and what do you invent? And was that challenging for you? Did everybody just find a new way into the character and it was simple? I don't know. Should we start with
me?
Yeah, why don't we start with Gall? Who would like to start? This is a democracy.
Okay.
Well, Michael Caine was pretty amazing. As Alfred. So I had big shoes to sit in, but he's a little different, my Alfred. So I think there are surprises in store, but I carried along myself on the explosions around me and on the world around me. I followed the boss and tried to make him happy and tried to make him safe and tried to make him grow up a little.
Holly? No. You want to take it? Okay. Hi, everyone. You look so beautiful. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited, so I'm just buying some time. Well, for me, with Wonder Woman, I feel like I have been given such a huge opportunity to show the strong, beautiful side of women, finally. And thank you. And Wonder Woman has all the strength of a superhero, but at the same time, she's very sophisticated, loving, and has a lot of emotional intelligence. So for me, I feel very, very privileged to be the one who's going to bring her back to life. And I just can't wait to celebrate this character, and I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you. Girl power.
Did you do the girl power? Okay. Good.
Girl power fist.
I was going to say the thing about the strong, independent women, but she took it.
Sorry, Jess.
No, my character has been in, obviously, other movies, and, there's always kind of like a campy element to the character, but probably in terms of your question, I think there's probably a real kind of emotional groundedness to this version of it. And I attribute that to the writer, Chris Terrio, as Zach said, who's just such a phenomenal writer, and gives every character in this movie like a real emotional core, even though the situations are so heightened and theatrical.
Understated.
Yes. He had also had the most luxurious locks of any Luthor ever. Really, very. I mean, swing that around. That was beautiful.
It's a very low bar. They were all bald.
This is great. I've never been to Comic-Con, I just realized. And so here I am. You guys are awesome. You have a lot of energy. I like it. Lois Lane. I wanted to be Lois Lane since I was 5 years old. So there we go. And I watched, I think it was Superman 2 on repeat over and over and over. But when the opportunity rose, of course I was nervous. I wanted to, make you guys all happy with Lois. But at the same time, I was just willing and open to sort of bring a very modern take on her and just sort of embrace again this really strong woman, and it's this wonderful thing that women have, where we have this emotional intelligence and vulnerability along with strength that I thought was really beautiful that Zach lets me bring to Lois.
For me, well, obviously, especially Christopher Reeve did such a fantastic job. It was dangerous for me to go anywhere near that. So I left that to its own thing, and then just with Zack on Man of Steel, built the character as much as I could, drawing from the canon. And I've just tried to follow that and stay true to the character that we ran with in Man of Steel.
I think if I thought too hard about the actors who played this part before, I couldn't have taken the job. I mean, Tim Burton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, the great Christian Bale. And I talked to Zach about it. I was like, are you sure? And he said, I have this vision. I have this idea for the guy, and you're perfect for it. I said, well, what do you mean? He's like, at the end of his rope, he's older, he's like a burnout. I appreciate that. Perfect. But in truth, thank you. Thanks, Mom. The truth was that he took me through the process of creating this character that I quite almost didn't see. And at the end of it, I was like even sort of astonished to look at it and go, that's exactly what you pitched me. And I wasn't even sure I was doing it. I had this really weird experience where before we started the movie, I was getting my kid a Halloween costume, and my son is really into Batman, and wisely. And we went to a store, a costume store in Los Angeles, and it was pretty empty. And I was in the aisle, and I hear this, "Oi!" And I turn around, and it's Christian Bale, who's the sweetest guy in the room. And there he and I are standing in the Batman Batman costume row. And I said, look, man, you're the best. Like, what do you think? You got any tips? And make sure you can piss in that suit.
These are practical concerns.
Yeah, we put a zipper on it. Yeah.
Did you?
Actually, I think, Henry, we put a zipper on your suit retroactively, didn't we?
This time,
Yeah,
thank
this
God.
time. Yeah. You don't think of these things. I was like, it'll be fine. I mean, how long is he going to be in it? It's not going to be that long.
Yeah, like 15 hours. That's
Oh, and
it. I
also,
can
let me
hold it.
just say, Holly has an original part in the film, and I've been such a giant fan of Holly's forever. When we were writing the script, I was like, okay, we need to find a part. We need to write a part for Holly Hunter to play in this movie. I don't care what the F it is. But it turns out that it's a super important part, so that's good. But she's amazing, so I just had to say it.
I'm gonna be a dick because the title begs a very specific question, right?
Which part of the title?
The Batman v Superman
Okay,
part
very
of the
good.
title.
Very good.
And you've heard this a million times since you started developing this film, and you'll hear it a million times after. Who would win a fight between Batman and Superman? Now, I'm not going to ask that question because I think we know.
It's good because I made a whole movie about it.
Yeah, it's good. So we can just answer it today, and then because again, central to this conflict is an immortal man, a god, as you articulated in the film, versus a human being, which begs a lot of other questions about kind of, us embracing our own humanity and what that means. However, this Batman seems to be Mecha Batman. He is a little bit of an augmented Batman.
I think the thing to look at in the we call it the mech suit, whatever, but it really, in truth, it's not, it's a self-preservation concept, not to, give anything away, but it's not really enhancing his strength more than protecting him, buying him time, if you will.
From everything that Superman is going to blow out of his eyeballs, mouth, and nose.
He's just going to get pummeled like a piñata, so.
It's
the rest you have to see, because it's slightly complicated.
Okay. we're gonna
like I said, it's a whole movie.
It's a whole,
the whole entire
answers
film.
that question.
Literally, that's the only question.
All right, we're gonna take an audience question. Yeah.
Hi. Okay. So,
You are adorable. Look at you. Yes.
thank you.
Strike a pose.
So, anyway, clearly in the movie, you deal with a lot of philosophical issues in the film. And what I was wondering is if any of what you worked through maybe perhaps changed the way that you look at life now.
You just stayed adorable through the entire question.
Who's it for? Who's that question?
Pure adorability. Who is that?
You
Was
are
that for Batman and
smarter than
Superman?
everyone up here.
That could really be for whoever has an answer for it.
Bucket of cute on the left.
Zach, you can take this one.
Is there anybody who wants to tackle that?
That feels like those guys down at that end.
Yeah, it seems like Batman and Superman.
I'm just.
I don't know, it's kind of tough for me to say. I play a god, so I'm going to step away from this one.
I think there are some really interesting, that Zach and Chris put together some really interesting ideas of, Metropolis being a big successful city and Gotham City being a place where a lot more downtrodden people live, and there's a ferry they take across. The people who work in Metropolis take from Gotham City, and the whole idea of wealth and power and the way power engenders fear. And there were a lot of really ideas that were a little bit too smart for me to understand, but that the movie was trafficking in, and that I thought made it feel real to me and smart. And so I was even more proud to be part of it.
This is from someone who made a movie that I had to go to Wikipedia every 5 minutes to understand Argo. But sure, yeah, Superman versus Batman, too smart for Ben Affleck. Okay. Yeah, sure.
There'll be more Wikipedia.
One more. Oh, Superman's back out of the gym again.
Hello.
Was it leg day or arm day? All right, let's go.
No, look at this guy's tattoos.
Yeah?
He's got tattoos on his calves.
Oh, very nice.
Superman.
Aww.
How do I know that? I've seen him before.
You know what, Zach? So have we. Go for it, buddy.
When you guys were filming the movie, at what point in time did you say, oh my God, we're coming up with something great, awesome. We're gonna blow all you guys' minds away. Without spoilers, but if you do.
Or spoilers.
Please, thank you.
While shooting the movie, I feel like,
Yes.
I mean, look, the truth is, when you're shooting a movie, there are moments when you shoot the movie that feel like, wow, this is cool. Just for instance, when we were we did a little photo shoot, while everyone was getting their costumes together, and it's like Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman all sort of standing there, getting their pictures taken. You're like, oh my Lord, that's crazy. Okay. But I think that, for me, it actually happens long before that, when we're just kind of figuring out what we're going to do, and I'm drawing, and we're just kind of getting ideas of, different kind of images that we're going to create. And normally, this is going to sound weird, but I'm by myself when that's happening. And I don't do anything weird.
Sure.
But there is that moment, like when you do, if you do a doodle and you're like, oh my Lord, I know that. I want to see that. I want to, where are the cameras? Where's everybody? Come on, let's go shoot this. So I think that's really, for me, the moment. I don't know, for these guys, if they had different experiences, of course they probably would, but, because by the time also I'm filming, I've seen the costume 1,000 times, and, it's like a love scene, everyone talks about, oh, when you do a love scene, is it sexy? And I don't know, because I've never done a love scene in a movie. I've only witnessed it. That would be weird.
Not creepy.
But
creepy at all.
they always say, the actors are always like, yeah, no, it's like, this is dumb. So I don't know if they have that same feeling when they're in their superhero costumes.
I had a feeling where, first of all, I want to say that Christian Bale's also buying his son a suit. He doesn't just hang out. But for me, you look at the cast and you look at the script, and that's so much of what's there. And I always thought you can only tweak a certain amount past that because you've almost kind of made the movie. And I remember a day about 2 weeks in it where I had read the scene and I thought about how to play it, and I came in and watched it. And I thought, okay, yeah, we should probably shoot it this way or that way. And Zack set the shot up so that it was one shot, and he put it on a crane, and it came around, and it covered everybody's dialogue, and it kind of encompassed the scope of what we want to do. And I was just like, fuck, I would never do that. That's so good. Sorry, it says people are under 18.
They've heard it before.
But anyway, I remember thinking that we were in good hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind words from a kind man.
Before we move towards the end, we just haven't heard anything from Holly, and I just want to hear something out of your beautiful mouth with your beautiful.
Want to hear my voice? That's it. Thank you.
All right. Well, we have one last kind of thing you want to do for the audience before we go. I know we're gonna take another look
Should we?
at
Yeah, guys. I guess we should take one more look at the piece because I know it goes by fast.
Guys, this happened to all of us today as a team. Wrap it up in a warm little ball, stick it deep inside. This has been amazing. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice opens March 25th, 2016. Please give it up for Holly Hunter, Jeremy Irons, Gal Gadot, Jesse Eisenberg, Amy Adams, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and your fearless leader, Mr. Zack Snyder!